Welcome back to Bibliophiles Audio Files. On this episode, we are doing the letter N in our ABC challenge. So today we're doing Never Lie by Freida Mcfadden. It is available on Kindle Unlimited. It's also available if you have Spotify Premium. You can listen to it for free. You get 15 hours listening time every month if you didn't know that.
Now you do.
Yes, and I do. If you don't have Kindle Unlimited or Spotify Premium, then it is $3.99 on Amazon.
For Kindle.
Yeah, I'm checking on Spit, sorry. The description is as follows. Newlyweds Trisha and Ethan are searching for the house of their dreams, but when they visit the remote manor that once belonged to Dr. Adrian Hale, a renowned psychiatrist who vanished without a trace 4 years earlier, a violent winter storm traps them at the estate, with no chance of escape until the blizzard comes to an end. In search of a book to keep her entertained until the snow abates, Trisha happens upon a secret room, one that contains audio transcripts from every single patient Dr. Hell has ever interviewed. As Trisha listens to the cassette tapes, she learns about the terrifying chain of events leading up to Dr. Hell's mysterious disappearance. Trisha plays the tapes one by one late into the night. With each one, another shocking piece of the puzzle falls into place, and Dr. Adrian Hale's web of lies slowly unravels. And then Trisha reaches the final cassette, the one that reveals the entire horrifying truth. The content warnings submitted by users are murder, mental illness, death. Moderate warnings are pregnancy, stalking, death of a parent. Minor warnings are car accident, vomit, and alcohol.
For reviews per ratings on Stargraph, the average rating on there is a 3.92. There wasn't any 1-star reviews on there, or I don't
Hmm.
think any DNFs at least that I could
Yeah.
find scrolling, so I chose a 2-star. I really binged this book in a day, but I'm still on the fence if I liked it or not. The characters were pretty annoying at times, and believability waned as more twists happened. It's a great concept, and I enjoyed the chapter variation in narrators. I love when the characters are flawed, but each character in this novel was too flawed to the point I was rolling my eyes as I read. The 5-star I picked on here says, "Holy plot twist, Batman." To go to Goodreads, the average rating on there is a 4.09. 1-star review says, "This book makes me mad. It makes no sense, and I don't understand how the reviews are so high." The 5-star review, "OMG, I read this in less than 12 hours. I couldn't put it down. I thought I knew the ending, but it was so much more complex than I thought. Love, love, love. And this was a much needed book. Wanted a quick break from romance and honestly might read another thriller because I love how unpredictable they are." And on Amazon, the average rating is a 4.4. The 1-star review on here, "The book sets up a very complicated plot, which might feel exciting in the beginning through 30 to 40% of the book, but after that, everything goes downhill. Plot twists go from bad to worse, events sound less and less convincing. The ending is almost comical. A middle school kid can come up with a better story. Would give 0 up stars if possible."
Oh.
Okay, hater. And then 5-star. "I like how this author fools me so well. At the beginning of the book, I could tell something was off, similar to the Housemaid series. I did not catch on until the twist was exposed, and when I thought I had the new twist figured out, I was fooled again. I enjoyed the book. The short chapters made the book a quick read. I was surprised to look down and see I was already 89% the second time I was reading it in my Kindle. I highly recommend Freida Mcfadden if you want quick, fun books with twists."
Mhm.
And that's that.
James?
James, fill the void.
Oh, James.
There's some spoilers coming up, sweetie. You better cover your ears.
Excuse me, there's a loud vehicle driving past. One moment, please.
Oh, I can't hear it.
Thou hast passed. I was hooked by the prologue. Like,
Really?
I can't, honestly, I can't remember exactly what it said because I read this in April. But no,
Same.
like, I remember I listened to it on Spotify because,
Me
15
too.
hours.
Yo, bro.
Leslie Howard, the narrator,
Bro.
she is amazing. Like, I
Bro.
don't know if Leslie Howard narrates all of Freida McFadden's books, but if she doesn't, she should.
Yo, this is what turned me towards liking what is called, thrillers.
Yes.
Like, I wasn't really keen on thrillers, but after reading this one, I was just like, bro.
Dude, Freida
Yo.
McFadden has got like a gift.
She does.
Like she doesn't write like cheap thrills, pretty much. She write like to me, I don't understand the reviews where they're like, oh, an elementary school child could have read this. Like, I don't understand that because this is like
No.
the probably because I'm a child and I'm stupid. I really enjoy her writing. Like, I've read another one of her books since this one, and it's also really good. And so I need to binge read all of her book now.
Yeah. Well, we read one for the podcast last year.
Yeah, yeah.
And
I think
like
this will be my second or my third of hers.
And like with that one, because it was the same concept like the one lady in the review said, how it's just like when I was just figuring out the first twist, there was suddenly like another twist. And that's like literally exactly like that's how she writes her books. So like my
Hmm.
first actual note that I wrote down here is like knowing how she writes. I spent the whole book trying to figure out like what's the catch here
Yeah.
in a good way. My other note, my second note, snow equals no fancy clothes. Because you have
What?
Trisha, walking out like they're driving, and they're in the snow and
Yeah.
stuff like that. She walks out in like
Oh my gosh, yes.
Chanel and Gucci. And
Yeah.
I'm like, girl, it's snowing. Why are you wearing Gucci in the snow?
She wants to be Gucci.
Yeah. That's probably not, I don't think that's what she was wearing, but it was like fancy
It was
stuff,
like, oh
like
my gosh, it was, yeah.
designer stuff. And I'm like, why are you throwing away money?
It's not warm. I mean, to be
No,
fair,
that
she wasn't
too.
planning on being stuck, but
Was she though?
I mean, we'll get to that later. So Ethan and Trisha are married for 6 months at the time of the book, right? After only knowing each other for 9 months.
So they
So
got
they
married
they
after
have
3 months,
no, they knew each other for 9 months and then got married.
and then
And
were
at this
married for six
point,
months.
yes, so they have known each other barely more than a year. So they've known each other for like what, 18 months, 16 months? I can't math. 15 months.
Yes.
Like that's weird to me. Like, I don't know. Me and my husband were dating a couple years before we got married.
Every
But
couple is different though, too.
yeah, but I mean, I don't know. Like to me, I don't know. Like I feel like getting married only after knowing each other for less than a year is a little bit weird.
Oh, 100%. I've heard of people doing it, especially when there's
Yeah.
like a baby child's involved.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
It's just
The baby children.
a 1 month relationship, and all of a sudden, there's a little sperm spawn in there,
This is there's a sperm spawn.
and then it's just like, well, now we got to get hitched.
Yeah. Yeah, I know there's some people like honestly, I know a couple who got married after knowing each other for 3 months. I can't say their names obviously, but I grew up with them essentially because I used to go to church with them when I was a child, and they are the happiest couple that I've ever met. And like they've been
This
married for 20 something years now, I believe.
Dang. In regards to Ethan, though, my first comment about him is that he seems like a prick.
Mm-hmm. He really did.
Oh, and in regards to their relationship too, right? So like they've been
Mhm.
together for a total of 15 months, you said?
Yeah.
How is this woman gonna wait a whole week before telling her man that he shoved a baby inside of her?
No, yeah, because they're like, oh, we're not gonna have a baby. And then she's like, oh, I'm pregnant. And then she's like, I'm just not gonna tell him. Maybe he won't
Yeah.
notice.
No, like, no, honey, no. Why isn't that like something you tell like
Immediately.
it's pretty immediately, you know? I mean, maybe you want to tell him in a cutesy kind of way, but like a week?
No, I would be bursting at the seams.
Me too.
I cannot keep a secret, especially one that big.
Yeah. Told me the first time you found out you were pregnant.
Both
And the second
times.
time.
No, like what was it, like 7 o'clock in the morning and then five
Yes.
o'clock in the morning?
Something like that, yeah.
And I just called you and I was like, what do I do? And you're like, tell your husband?
But I don't know. Girl, I just woke up here.
Girl, I ain't never been in that situation before.
Get a test, maybe? I don't know.
Get another one?
Get another one, make sure.
Double check. Oh my lord.
Oh. I wrote a comment that's kind of
Oh,
funny, and I
what?
hope you find it funny. In quotes, which is in regards to the same thing too. 6 short months of marriage, and here I am knocked up. I wrote, so that's in quotes because that's what, is in the
Yeah.
book. I said, meanwhile, Lydia here.
Shut up. Shut up. No, man, you just humbled me so hard. I honestly forget that that happened and it was my life. Like literally me and my husband got married and then I thought I was dying, but then I wasn't. And so we celebrated a little bit too hard. And then I was pregnant within a month of getting married. So literally got married September 12th and then found out October 22nd that I was pregnant. And then I was just like, well.
I forgot I wrote that. So when I saw that, I had to read that.
Well, at
Oh,
least I knew my husband for longer than 9 months.
you know that's true.
My first quote was Judy wouldn't leave a house this dusty in cobwebs, not in her religion. And I just thought that was really funny because Judy was a real estate agent.
Yeah, that's funny. That's not her religion.
Not in her religion. I was just like, man, that would be me if I was a real estate agent.
Let's see. So, because you know, I also mentioned how I spent the whole book trying to figure out what like what the catch was. So, like one of my comments, kind of like as my guessing game of like what's the deal here? Is Adrian a ghost? And I'm like, it can't be because this isn't a horror book.
Yeah,
And then I was also convinced that EJ and Ethan were the same person, but I was like, but that's too easy.
that's what I was thinking too.
Oh, and then in regards to that too, I wrote as a like I guess maybe this is a genuine question, kind of. I said, what's the difference between horror and thriller? Because this book is scary.
Mm-hmm.
Because the book
It
did
really
kind of scare
was.
me a little bit.
Oh, it did me too, especially like the way that Leslie Howard, the narrator, was
Yes.
reading it. It was so captivating.
Yes. Oh my God, girl. I swear. But I was really giddy reading this one because I was just like, what's gonna happen?
Oh my gosh, I know. Like this was definitely one. I don't remember. I know. Okay, it literally took me a day. I started it April 10th and I finished it April 11th. And it's a 7.5 hour audiobook.
I want to look to see how long it took me to read it.
Yeah, if you go to Storygraph,
It took me two
underneath
days
read,
because I started on a March 25th and I finished it on March 27th.
yeah, mine says it took 2 days, but it's the 10th and the 11th.
That's because it's two different
Yeah,
days.
2 days. I mean, it honestly would have took me only one, but like I think I was really busy at that time. But no, like
Same.
this one definitely earned the unputdownable aspect for me.
Oh, same. I was listening to it on my lunch break one day at work, and like while sitting there, and I got to like the plot twist part, I'm sitting there eating. I wonder if I can go back to look at the security cameras at work. But like I was sitting there eating my lunch, and I got to one of the twists, and my mouth like literally fell to the floor.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm just sitting there like, oh my God.
Oh
I
my
wish
Lord.
I should
That would
really
be
go look to see if you could
hilarious
see
if you
it.
could pull that. Yes.
Speaking of security systems, this is a note I wrote, which is, I guess, before we found out the twist. I wrote, Sis got a security system, but Ethan and Trisha didn't notice it.
What do you mean?
Sis, Adrian has a security system,
She
like a
did?
home security system. Yeah. She got one when,
Oh, that's right. That's right. Okay,
yeah,
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 I
yeah.
remember that
I was
because
trying to
he
figure out
installed
when it
it.
was, but like she got a security system, and like Ethan and Trisha like didn't notice like at all.
Hmm.
Well, you wouldn't they have?
No, I know, but like how come the second floor didn't have power, but she had a security system? Did it ever explain the second floor not having power? I know it was just like, oh, it's an old house.
It might
Was
just
that
be
this
that it's
one or
an
was that
old
Ashburn?
house. That was Ashburn.
Was it?
We're getting houses confused. Hold on.
Dude, we are getting, listen, how many house books have we read?
Man, how many
Let me
books
just
had
stick to my
houses in them?
notes. Yeah, how many books have houses in them? That's wild.
Oh,
Bring me
well.
back to the cave days. Adrian is cynical, and Paige was her agent for the books that Adrian wrote about psychology. And I don't remember what happened, but Paige was like very judgmental towards Adrian, and so she fired her and was just like, I'm sure anybody would be willing to pick up my books.
I don't
She,
remember that.
you don't remember that? Because she was like a number one bestselling author. Because I remember Trisha was walking through the house, it was like picking up the books, and like she had that big painting hung up of herself above the
Oh,
fireplace.
I remember the painting, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember the author boat part of it though.
Really? Yeah.
Mm-mm. I remember the
Yeah, I don't know
painting
how
because that
many
was
books she
significant.
had.
You know it's super hot.
Me.
This book, yes, how'd you know?
I looked in the mirror.
Oh, should have known. This book is not a romance book, but what's super hot, I swear to God, I swear up and down, like, is when men have tools handy.
Yeah.
You know, when it's just like, oh, that's broke. Hang on, let me go get my screwdriver. I'll go fix it.
Like I can fix this within 5 minutes.
Like, I got you, girl. Like, that's super hot. Like, I can't
It
even explain
really
it.
is. Yes. Literally my husband and like his Milwaukee in the back of his car.
Yes. Mine has one too.
Yeah. So I love my note. My next note is Trisha is skeptical of the house and feels like everything is off. And I'm just like, you don't say.
Really?
Really?
The house of
What took you off,
someone who
genius?
went and disappeared? Like,
Four
there's something
years ago?
off? No. Really?
Mm-hmm. I'm just like, well, great.
Uh,
Great observation skills, though.
yeah. Do you think listening to therapy sessions, like, because how she tape recorded her therapy sessions, do you think if anyone listening to those therapy sessions would technically be considered a breaking of the HIPAA law?
Oh, absolutely. That was honestly one of my number one thoughts was like, you're not like some states, I don't know what state this is based in, but some states you are not allowed to record someone without their permission. And like
Yeah.
you have to be, yeah. And so like you have to have that, or like, I'm pretty sure you can go to jail for that. I'm not 100%
Mm.
sure. I know it's like dismissible in the court of law, but I'm not 100% sure like anything else. But like, would that not be illegal? Especially with it being deep personal medical stuff that would be under HIPAA?
Probably, but also, like, she had these tape recordings, like, hidden in her house.
Oh yeah, like the
Like, they
secret
were
room.
behind, like, freaking bookshelf door.
Yeah. Wasn't it a Nicholas Sparks book that opened?
That sounds about right.
Because it was some kind of like cheesy romance. And this like girl was like, oh, like, I'll read something, I'll read this. And of course that would be the one that opened the secret layer.
Yeah. One thing that was said a lot in this book, and I put it in quotes because it was said a lot before I can talk myself out of it. I think that was said by Trisha.
Yes.
I think Trisha was the one that was saying that, and like, but she said it so much. I was like, okay, that's kind of getting old.
Yeah. That was like her catchphrase. My next note really made me laugh when I wrote it. I thought I was
Hilarious.
hilarious. Oh my
Okay.
gosh, I was so funny when I wrote this next note. Who keeps bread in the fridge? Never mind the spooky house. This is the fridge of a killer, Bella. I don't know why, but I wrote that down and I literally was sitting there like giggling when I wrote it. And like my husband was like, "Why are you laughing?" And I'm like, "It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter."
Can you say it again?
Who keeps bread in the fridge? Never mind the spooky house. This is the fridge of a killer, Bella. I don't like in April, especially, I was in my Bella, where have you been, Loca phase. And so everything was this is the blank of a killer, Bella, or where have you been, Loca?
Yo, I feel like that could be a title.
This is this is the fridge of a killer, Bella. This is the fridge of a killer, Bella.
I wrote Ethan really be gaslighting her, but I don't remember who her is. Was it Trisha?
Probably Trisha, if I had to guess.
Probably Trisha. But
Yeah, sorry.
he was really big on gaslighting.
Oh my gosh, she really was. Because like literally my next note also was like, wow, footprints in a glass of water. It's gotta be Judy, is what Ethan kept saying. Like every time something was like off or bad in some way, he was just like, oh, I bet it was Judy.
Oh, it's gotta be Judy.
Oh, it's gotta be Judy. There might be someone upstairs. Oh, Judy.
Judy, bruh.
Judy, bro. Saw, dude. It's Judy upstairs.
Saw it.
No, literally, they walked in, they're like, Judy? And then he was like, nah, she's here. And then, like, they hear, like, creaking upstairs. And then he's like, oh, Judy. Just like, bro, you're so dumb. Literally, the painting is, like, moved around. And then he's like, oh, Judy. That's funny, bro.
Yo, if would you say her name was Leslie Howard?
Yes, the narrator.
If every time like it came to that part,
This is why I need to be a voice actor. Because, like, could you imagine?
can you just imagine if every time she was just like, "It's Judy, bruh,"
It's Judy,
like,
bro. Judy.
like, saw dude, it's
Saw it.
Judy.
It's Judy. Solid. No, like I know not Judy, shut up. I know Ethan didn't say this line where that Judy wouldn't leave a house this dusty in cobwebs, not in her religion. Judy wouldn't leave a house this dusty, brah. In cobwebs? Not in her religion, dude. Oh, Lord.
I'm
Nah,
crying.
I'm coughing. Nah, bro. No, like I kept thinking that EJ, the male who threatened Adrian, I kept thinking, oh my gosh, it's Ethan, because that's literally his initials. But
Right?
like if he spoke like that, she would have him dead to rights because not many people speak like a stupid head. And
Yeah.
so if he's just in there like, I'm gonna kill you, brah, then like obviously it's her husband because that's the way he talks.
Right? Yeah.
Saul, dude, I got a gun. Oh my gosh. But no, I kept thinking that EJ was gonna be him. Because I'm like, it makes sense. It's a dude. His
But
initials are
it's
EJ.
but it's too easy.
I know, that's what I kept thinking. I'm like, surely it wouldn't be that dumb.
No, it's too easy.
Oh, we're already running out of time. We got 10 minutes for it's off.
Okay. I'm not even done with my first page. I have like one note before I'm done with my first page.
Okay. I only have 2 notes left, so you do a few.
Really? Lord.
Yes.
I heard a lot. Okay. Apparently Trisha's friends did not like Ethan. They're like, he's giving red flags. And Trisha's just like, nah, it'll be all right.
Nah, bro. I mean, I've known him for like 9 whole months. It's fine.
It's fine. Everything's fine.
It's fine. It's okay.
I've said Ethan is being all nice, but it doesn't feel genuine. So like something has to be wrong with him.
Uh-huh.
Like I just kept thinking that. And I'm like, there's just something off.
Yeah. Oh, dude, something that kind of made me a little bit mad was like how he had somehow gotten internet and didn't call for help and didn't tell her. So he had somehow gotten internet
Hmm.
and like didn't tell her. And she just seemed to kind of forget about that and just completely blow over that fact.
I don't remember that.
You don't, because like he was like, oh, I gotta do work. And then eventually she was like, wait a minute, he can't do work without internet. And then she like never talked to him about it because she was like on the way to confront him and saw something or heard something. I don't know, but something spooked her. And she kind of just forgot about it.
Well, I think
Oh,
also at the same time, like that was the whole plan. I'm scratching out this note because it says grocery store layout, and I have no idea what the hell that's in reference to.
gosh, I have no idea either. What in the world could that mean?
Oh, yo,
What?
the twist.
Which one?
We find out that Trisha and Patricia are the same person.
Yes, which is I didn't see that one coming. I guess because my mind was trying to make Ethan EJ.
Yes, 100%. And then like the fact that she killed not only her friends but her fiance too.
Yeah.
I was like, bro.
I know. And then he's just like, well, I love her. I honestly kind of ended up feeling bad for Ethan. Because okay, this is essentially like for anyone that didn't read the book, if you want to follow. So Ethan and Patricia were both patients of Dr. Hale, which is Adrian Hale, the owner of the house that was missing for 4 years. Trisha was Patricia, and then Ethan was also a patient there. And I think Trisha ran into his mother. Yeah. Oh, she was a patient, and Ethan's mom was a patient. So that's what it was. And then Trisha and his mom got to talking about him at some point, and so she began stalking him
Hmm.
and ended up falling in love with him. That's when they quote unquote, met, but like she already knew essentially everything about him before they met because she stalked him through his mother. And like he would drop his mom off at the appointments and, this, that, and the other. And then Trisha ended up painting the mural that hangs above the fireplace for her, but then pretend like it freaked her out. So like, man, when it came out, like I need to reread or re-listen to this book again with like knowing how it ends.
Hmm. And just
Excuse
soak
me.
it all in.
Yeah, just to like get a better understanding.
That's I feel like because I haven't reread the X yet because there's been like so many other books by her that not books by
Yes.
her, books in general that I've read or have to read that like I just haven't had time. But
Hmm.
like I feel like Freida Mcfadden's like the kind of author where it's just like the book is so good, but you have to read it again because you gotta like you I mean you can't experience the same thing all over again, but like
Hmm.
to see
I
what you
can
missed.
definitely see her books, like honestly, any of the ones that we read, and probably all of them being comfort reads or listens, even like if you prefer audiobooks, because I know it's a thriller and it's supposed to be like, tense and dark and, thrilling. But I honestly was very comfortable listening to this just because the
Mhm.
ending tied everything together in like a neat little bow. So like I can
Yeah,
honestly understand any of her books or seeing them even as like comfort reads.
right. Yeah, I can see it.
This book had me in a chokehold.
When they were talking about her murdering her friends and her fiance, right?
Hmm.
I have a quote because I kind of thought it was funny. It's not really funny, but it's funny. So in quotes, I had to invite Megan, otherwise it'd look weird. Also, I didn't like Megan all that much. And then she kills her.
Yeah, and then she's just like, die. Yeah, the guy, Adrian's boyfriend or whatever ended up living in the house because like she was dead. And so he was like, well, nobody's gonna use it. Everyone thought he did it. And so he ended up losing like his entire life over it. So he was living in like the house because nobody was there. And so they ended up like tying him to the couch. And then they were like, well, we don't know what to do with you. So they had him tied up there. And then they ended up killing
Didn't
him.
they tie him up underneath the floorboard
I think that's
with
where they
the dead
found.
body?
Yeah, that's where they found the dead body. They ended up killing him and then burying him in the backyard because I remember it was
Which
talking about
honestly,
the garden.
that's so romantic. They like just decided to do that together.
It really is. It reminded me of You, like the Netflix series You,
Mm,
where it's like couples that kill together, stay together kind of deal.
yeah.
But I thought it was like
There is a book
weird
that
but
has
sweet.
that as its slogan on the front of it. I'll have to send you a picture of it.
Really? Oh my gosh, I would love that because like I was obsessed with You when it came out.
Well, I'll find that for you later, but yeah, it's so romantic that they got to kill them together. And I thought, and I have another quote. All we had to do to get here was knock off a few people.
Yeah, for real.
I'm like,
And then like
aw.
weren't they like
Which,
pregnant with their second child at the end of the book? And it was like, oh, look at the garden. That's where we buried a guy.
yes.
Yeah.
And speaking gardens, one of my other quotes is, we especially didn't want people poking around the garden. And I'm like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
because that's where they hid.
That's where they
No, they hid
dig.
Adrian's body like 2 hours away, like
Yeah,
off of
hers
a
wasn't close. Yeah.
dead beaten road. But then they took EJ and Luke's bodies and buried them in the garden.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh,
Man, they made those roses thrive.
they really did.
Yeah. Who knew dead bodies could be so beneficial to Earth?
I don't know why I wrote this down or like what the significant. Well, I mean, I know what the significant it says, but I don't know what my point was going to be with this one. But I wrote the only way two people could keep a secret is if one of them is dead.
Oh, so like Pretty Little Liars. You know, the theme song.
Yeah.
I love that
Mhm.
show. I don't know if you've ever seen it.
I. How far did I get in there? I
Oh,
didn't
I've
get
rewatched
far.
the whole thing like 3 times. But that's definitely my comfort show.
No, I started watching it and I couldn't get into it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And my very, very last note before like my comments. Reasons why my mouth dropped open. Trisha equals Patricia.
Mhm.
Trisha killing everyone.
Mhm.
Adrian killing EJ. Ethan killing his mother. And Ethan and Trisha killing Luke.
Yeah.
So pretty much a lot of death.
Oh, just all around death. Yeah.
Pretty much.
My buzzwords were captivating, unputdownable, and suspenseful.
I have normally hate thrillers, but oh my god, this book. Once I got to the plot twist, I couldn't stop thinking about it. What's your rating?
I gave it a 5 out of 5.
Girl, me too.
Oh, twinsies. Thank you for listening to this episode of Bibliophiles Audio Files. Join us next time. We will see you guys in Sumiton on October 12th for the Sumiton Book Festival. It's the second annual book festival. We
Mhm.
are officially a vendor there and super excited and ready to see friends and make new friends alike. You
And
can
if you can't check us out there,
Mhm.
you can check us out. Well, we have an email at biblioaudiopod@gmail.com. We have an Instagram at biblioaudiopodcast. And then we have a website, biblioaudiopod.com.
And we have stuff essentially everywhere.
Spotify, YouTube Music,
And
iHeartRadio.
eventually we're going to be doing video, but we're kind of
That
ugly right now.
Yeah, but we need a better setup.
No, we're going to get there. But yeah, so we will see you guys later and talk to you in the next episode.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.